フルカウンター
The global anniversary is 1 week away. JP will get it first literally in a week's time, and we'll get it the following Tuesday. And of course, the big question right now is, who is the actual global anniversary going to be? We're going to go through the patterns of the last 2 years. We're going to go through my prediction, as well as every possible character that could be coming with an actual possible festival character. However, if you want to hear more in-depth detail and also other stuff related towards Grand Cross, then head over to Amazing's channel. We've now just started our Sacred Treasure podcast. This is the Grand Cross podcast that is going to be happening every week. We're going to go through all the new updates, all the new characters, Grand Cross topics, anything else that is relevant, so be sure to check that out. We do talk about the new festival coming to Grand Cross and who we think it could be, and also possible characters. So this is kind of a part 2 towards that video, so be sure to check that out every Wednesday. We're going to be streaming it on the Mason channel. Let's just jump in. Alright, so literally in a few days time, probably even tomorrow, we're going to start to get the countdown towards the actual new global anniversary. And sometimes they tease the new character coming. For example, you see on screen now, this was a tease towards Infinity Merlin, Estarossa. We can see a big difference between getting a demon character and getting a sin. So the possible characters right now are between basically sins and also goddesses, maybe vampires if they really want to do Gowther. So when we see the new teaser coming out in a few days time, if we see a goddess, we know straight away it's going to be obviously for probably Mael. And if we see a sin, we know straight away it's not for Mael, and probably for someone like Gowther or ANNI that we're going to go through in a minute. But I think we started with the main one, and who I think will be coming, and that is Mael. Mael is obviously the fan of Archangel. Releasing this character not only as a festival character is probably the smartest thing he can do, because this character will come with the Sunshine Grace. But obviously the big thing about Graces is that he work outside of the team. They work in the association. And we saw Mael, although the character wasn't a festival character, he was still very hard to get. And people to this day still want him. I mean, I have him at 1/6. So to release Mael as a festival character with an actual Sunshine Grace, even though you may not use the Goddess team, because the Goddess team is kind of lacking right now. But I'm sure if we do get Mael, he would obviously bring back the Goddesses. But he's probably not going to be in the same level as Purgatory Meteors and also Ultimate Escanor. We'll go for that in a second. But the Grace might be so good that even if you don't use the Goddess team, you still have to summon just to get that Grace, so you can probably use on Ultimate Escanor or even Purgatory Meteors. So in terms of making money, it's a no-brainer. They got to do him as a festival. However, it is getting a bit too late. On screen now is my prediction about who I think the new festival character will be coming out throughout this whole year, basically. And you can see we're getting towards the end of the 7th storyline. Big characters are coming. Now, don't get me wrong, Mael is definitely a big character. However, he's been in story mode. He's been revealed for, honestly, a few months now. And with the possibility of getting endgame characters basically straight away, like Ultimate Escanor, Mael's not looking too spicy now. Honestly, if Mael is not the new festival character coming for this global anniversary, then honestly, I've kind of lost hope in Mael. I don't think he can be a festival character after this point. It has to be him now, otherwise it's too late for him to be a character. We're going towards the end of the story. Big characters, big final sin moments, final characters. You can see the list here. Even right now, I still miss quite a few characters. Because we know right now we can only get 6 festival characters a year. And honestly, there are definitely more festival characters out there. So leaving Mael towards the end of the year where these big characters are getting revealed is honestly too late. So that's the main reason why I think Mael has to be the global anniversary now. Otherwise, it's too late. Now, in terms of attribute, we know the character will not be a dark or light type character. If they really want to, they can see it for the JP anniversary. However, there's definitely more characters more deserving of that role now. The global anniversary will not be a light and dark character. It should be just a normal standard blue, red, and green. And a little side note, we have seen sometimes Netmarble does release a character being made to support the new festival right before they do release. And this new king, although once fairies, he does actually buff up the actual sins who are blue, red, and green. So if we are going to be getting a new sin character, and we know they're going to be a blue, red, and green character, it could be made for this new king. So maybe a ANNI to support this new king could be a possibility. So if Mael does come, the character will likely be one of those colors. And if we're talking about Mael as a character, let's talk about which one. Because I actually made a video a while ago going over how the character will play in Grand Cross. However, we've just seen the character be playable in story mode. Yes, right now you can play as him. You can see his windscreen, you can see his animations. And honestly, they look terrible. They look mid. They don't look good. And that is because we're probably not going to get this Mael as a character. And instead, we're going to get Mael from the past. Yes, the one way he actually does kill, what was it, the lookalike Gowther? Someone has made an amazing fan art. You can see it on screen now. And this is the Mael we'll likely get. Mainly because you'll have different moves, actual good animations. And the sword will be able to customizable. If you can customize it, we have to wait and see. But this as a character definitely has to be Mael. Also, we have the Sunshine Grace, of course, right? Because currently right now, it's kind of being switched around between Mael and also Escanor. So if we do get this Mael right now, he doesn't actually have the Sunshine Grace. But if it is the one from the past, he would have one, which would be more fitting towards the character. Also, a little side note about editing this video, I realized that the animations for the Mael in story mode right now are actually broken. You can see T-poses, the actual windscreen doesn't even work anymore either, which it did before, which if it's anything to go from the last 2 times we saw this, when they decide to update character in story mode, it likely means they're coming out right afterwards. We saw this Esterosa. I literally said this with Freya, that got changed sometime during January. She came out literally a month later. So not saying it's guaranteed to be him, but we've seen a pattern so far of them changing character in story mode, and maybe this is a case of it happening again. But then to play devil's advocate a little bit, there are some people suggesting that we are going to get a new Sin character, because for the past 2 years now, for every global anniversary, we have been getting a Sin guaranteed. However, obviously we got to point out that the Sins are the main characters, so that easily could be a coincidence. And even if that was a pattern, they can definitely break it. We've just seen Netmarble break the yearly tradition of getting a female Valentine's character with a new male character. So once again, patterns can be broken. It's not unheard of. But let's say we are going to be getting a new Sin character. Who will it be? Now, we know straight away that we won't be getting a new Meliodas, because obviously we just got one. Plus, the ones that we are going to get in the future are big characters that don't really deserve to be a global anniversary. They deserve to be grand festivals. Elizabeth, if we're classing her as a Sin, we would likely get Bloody Elizabeth. However, that is towards the end of this series, and something that can see be the end of your festival. King, we can definitely write off just because we literally just got a King. If we were to get another King 1 week later, it'd make no absolute sense. So we know we're not getting a King. Escanor, I mean, let's be real, we're not going to get another one. We just got Ultimate Escanor. If we did get another one, he likely won't be better than the actual normal Escanor, unless they decide to do Skinny Escanor. And I'm all for that, but I don't see the character in the festival. But if they do, then I'll give Netmarble massive props, because that's like one of the best things they can do that he probably won't. Merlin, this one's still recently new. She don't need one. If anything, we need to get a relic for her. And I think the character is fine, so we don't need to rush into another Merlin. We have towards the end of the series before we do get another one. So once again, no rush for Merlin. Barn is possible. You lot have seen my timeline of who I think will be coming. But literally, for the JP anniversary, so that in 2 months' time, we should be getting a grand festival like how we got Light Elizabeth last year. And at that point, Sacred Treasure Barn, with the fact that he does show up in that chapter with the update on the JP anniversary, the timing is too perfect. So for Barn, he's got to be the JP anniversary, and wouldn't, I mean, he could, but wouldn't be the best pick right now for the global ANNI. He's too hype. Alright, so for Diane, we did just get a new outfit, which I think's put me off with the character not being a new festival, because I think there is one more Sin more deserving. You know who that is. I haven't named him just yet. And I think Diane, I mean, there's possibility she could be a new character. I think if we are going to be getting new Diane, it would be for Draw Dance Diane. And the main reason why is just because, I guess the aura, like how we saw Barn, or I guess even this Diane right here. See how they separate the small Diane with this Diane? She just has an aura around her with like the smoky mist. Where there is obviously Draw Dance Diane, it would be obviously Big Diane, basically the exact same model. However, she would obviously have the Draw Dance glow effect around her, which would just separate them two festivals. I think that could be a character. When it will come, honestly, I don't know. I guess it could be tomorrow, I guess next week. But I think there is one more Sin more deserving of it if we are going to be getting a Sin. And then the final one is Gowther. But the big question is, which Gowther will it be? Now, I do believe there is only really one possible Gowther here, and that is the 10 Commandment Gowther. Now, whether Wheelchair Gowther, should I even say that Demon Gowther is probably a bit ableist, but Demon Gowther is obviously a character we've yet to see in the game, and we talked about it in the podcast, and I still don't really believe this character alone should be a festival character. However, if he is paired up with obviously 10 Commandment Gowther, then it is a possibility to get this character as a festival character. And the reason why it's important, because we already have the 10 Commandment Gowther in Grand Cross. It actually is a skin. The original Gowther with rank up, if you go towards the closet, obviously us as a casual player cannot see the skin because it does not show up in our inventory. However, people in Japan are able to get that skin, and you can see some screenshots of it on now. Now, we do know that the actual voice actor of Gowther does have this skin, and obviously it is for the original Gowther. And from my knowledge, from what I've heard from people in the comments and people in the community, you apparently got this skin for free if you bought the Blu-ray in Japan. And obviously we've gotten all the free Gowthers, so we do get a new one. It obviously would be a new name festival. We'll also get a new character. But yeah, the more I talk about it, the more I'm starting to believe it actually might be this Gowther, because I'm thinking of ways you can do the ultimate. And you can imagine right now, the ultimate will be just Gowther, but then you get a zoom in, kind of like something similar towards the Demon King. Then as it's zoomed in towards Gowther's eye, we get to see the original Gowther controlling him from Purgatory, where he was trapped, I believe it was. So that could be a good way to somewhat reference Demon Gowther in the kit of the character by doing the ultimate move, even though we don't have the character as a playable character. Because once again, I do believe that Demon Gowther would be a character in the future. As a normal standard 6-9 banner, I don't think the character should be a festival unless it is a dual unit with obviously Demon Gowther. But I'm not entirely sold on the fact that we could get a dual unit for the global anniversary, because that seems like a big character. And if you look at my actual list of predictions of who I think could be coming towards the end of the year, I do think at the end of the year we could actually see a new festival dual character, with starting off with Meliodas and Elizabeth. If we do start the dual unit character off with Gowther and obviously Demon Gowther, it's not the first pick I would go towards, right? You'd rather do like Zeldris or Meliodas or Melly and Elizabeth. Now, before throwing comments, I mean, we technically have obviously dual units with Hosdon Hawk and also Elizabeth and Hawk as well, but they aren't really true units, if you get what I'm trying to say. Where I do think if we were to get a dual unit, it would be skill 1 would be for Gowther, and then skill 2 would be for Demon Gowther. One animation, one card for each character, you know, kind of like a gimmick in a way. So yeah, boys, with all that being said, let me know who you think will be the actual Glow anniversary. Once again, we'll probably get some teasers in a few days' time. Like I said, the only possible characters I can see coming, Mael, just because the character is well overdue now. We need to get him in the game. And also Gowther, the 10 Commandment version. Maybe Demon Gowther if they really want to, but I do think Gowther is probably the most possible sin if they do decide to do one. Diane, I don't think so. Barn will probably be the actual JP anniversary, literally 2 months later. He'll probably be the next light character. But Sacred Treasure Barn is definitely like the final Barn's power up. He deserves to be a light type. I do suspect that every sin will get a light and dark type. I say that it's only going to be what Melly and I guess Merlin deserve it to be dark, because those are like the evil characters in a way. And if we go towards the Reddit, you can see what people are voting for here. Obviously, people really want Mael. I think it should be Mael. Like I said, his animations were just changed in story mode a little bit. They're more broken than changed. And people, do you think Sacred Treasure Barn? I mean, it's possible we get Barn now, and then Mael was the light type for obviously the global, or I guess the JP anniversary. It's possible it can happen, but like I said, it's Barn deserves to be a light more than Mael, if that makes sense. I know Mael did deserve to be light, but after Ultimate Escanor, we'll have to wait and see. If we do get Barn now, then that does confirm Mael, which should be the actual JP anniversary. And I guess if you do get Mael now, it does confirm Barn will be the JP anniversary. So I guess you have to wait and see who it's going to be. But boys, thank you for watching. Let me know who you think it will be. Honestly, I do hope it is Mael, just because I do plan to skip the actual festival, because obviously we know there is a new collaboration coming after this festival. They have confirmed it. We know for certain it is coming, and that will likely be most likely AOT, or if it is possible we could get a new collaboration, and obviously we did see it might be Black Clover. You don't know what it could be, right? So if it is a Gowther, I am obviously heavily invested into the unknown team. So if it is Gowther and not Demon Gowther, then I gotta summon, because it's the unknown race, the unknown team. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But boys, let me know your predictions. Once again, if anyone does get the prediction right, I'll feature a lot when they do reveal it. We'll have to wait and see. Boys, the countdown is starting. Let's see who it's gonna be. Boys, thank you for watching, and yeah, peace.